So let's work on that journey to unfolding this beautiful piece of Afro Funky Wig that is sitting pretty well on me. What if I said this is a wig? And yes, this is a frontal that is made from a braiding hair. Yes, this is so realistic. Making of wig should be something that is so realistic. And if this video sounds like something you're interested in, make sure to watch this video to the end and make sure to follow suit as this promises to be exciting and unveiling. So let's dive right in. For this video tutorial, I'll be making use of this frontal and I'll be dropping the link in the description box if you want to know how I made this. And I'll be going in with this recap, eco gel, this wax, and the shadow butterfly spray glue. And I'll be using my comb to center part the frontal because I want to achieve a center part packing gel afro unit. So make sure to go in with your comb to center part there. Make sure to have a very good pattern, a very good center pattern. Then I went ahead to make use of this brush to gently comb it, to gently brush it and make it slip well. Then went ahead with my rubber band to hold that part to keep it in place. Then going in with the eco gel, I went ahead to make use of my gel. Then I applied with the brush so that this could lay so flat to enable the head to sit flat and prevent fly away of the head. So I went ahead to use the brush to gently brush it while applying the eco gel, and I did this gently and kept brushing to make sure each of the side is laying so flat. After I'm done, I went ahead to go in with this brush and I went in with the gel wax, and as you can see the way I'm gently brushing it while I am using my hand to lay it flat. And I went ahead to go in with this tooth comb to set that straight line because I wanted it to have something like a side brush and 4 lines. So I went ahead to keep using this comb to pat it. You keep using this comb to pat it while you are also combing out the excess hair. So you're trying to use this comb to pat it to give it a straight line, just the way you are seeing me do this. So you keep using that. So while I'm done, I went ahead to use that brush and applied the eco gel while I'm trying to brush so those parts are laying or sitting well, and while I used my hand to control the hair as I kept brushing that. So make sure to use your hand to control the hair on how you want it to lay flat. To the other part which you're about to section, make sure to apply the eco wax and gently massage it all through into the other hair part. And after I'm done, I went ahead to go in with this razor blade cutter to trim little excesses just from the front because I wanted the front to be shorter, as this will enable that to sit or sleep pretty well. So after I'm done, I went ahead to keep using my comb to lay them flat. And after I'm done combing and I have achieved that flat look, I went ahead to now use this comb to start sectioning it, using it to section it in a straight line in order to give it that pattern. And don't forget, while you're going in with your comb, make sure you're using your hand to also control how you want the hair to sit. And while you're doing this, you keep applying your eco wax and your wax gel till you achieve that desired unit. I am gently using that comb to pack and section it so that I could achieve my desired units. So make sure you do this gently while you're using your hand to massage it and make sure it is laying flat. So you keep doing this gently and keep applying your eco wax gel and your wax gel. So you apply both simultaneously. So you keep using your comb to go in till you achieve that desired unit which you want, and while you're using your hand to lay it flat, and at the same time you're going in with your eco gel and your wax gel simultaneously like I mentioned. So you keep using your brush and your gel to lay that flat while you're using your hand. So I'll be doing the same thing for the other parts. And for the front, I'll also be trimming out the front, making it a little bit shorter, because I want this part to sit flat and not give a bulky effect by the time I'm trying to side swoop the pattern. And for this four part, for this side, I'll be parting it into four parts. I'll be giving it four side swoop. So, and I'll be doing the same way which I have done for the two. I'll be doing it to the other two sides. So just make sure you watch this closely and make sure you do this carefully, because you want to achieve that realistic and desired unit, which will make it look like it's a natural hair that is being styled. I'm done. I'll be going into spraying with my butterfly shadow glue. I'll be spraying those parts which I have laid flat, and I'll go ahead and keep laying the other side. I'll do the same thing. I'm also using my hand to massage it and lay it so flat after applying the butterfly shadow glue, as this will give it a very, very good hold. So now I'm done parting. I'll go ahead and use a thread to tie those edges out. The set part which I've sectioned, I'll go ahead and use a thread to tie each at the knots and tie the fourth section which I have parted out. So now I'm done. I'll go ahead and use the butterfly spray glue and spray on it. So this is what it looks like, which I have done off camera. And now going ahead to start the wigging of the Afro Funky Wig, I'll go ahead and plait those edges. I would plait it just the way you're seeing it. I'll plait it from that plate which I have started down to the edge. So now I'm done braiding, and this is what the final look looks like. So now for this part, I'll go ahead and use my needle and thread and sew that part to the wig cap. I'll gently do this and lay it flat. So I'll go ahead and use my needle and thread to tack that part to the wig cap. So you gently do this. You keep tacking till you get to the tip or the end of the hair which you've plaited. And why I'm doing this is just that I don't want the hair to keep flying all over. I just want it to sit well while I am wigging. It doesn't cause interferences or start popping out when you are done wigging. So just go ahead and make use of your needle and thread and do it this exact way which you've seen me doing. Now I've gotten to the tip of the head. I'll be sealing this at the knot. I'll be sealing the knot at this point. So I'll go ahead and also make use of the scissors to trim any excess hair that is popping out. And for the wigging of this hair, I'll be going ahead to make use of this Afro expression unit, and this comes in a color one, and you could use any brand you want. And for the front, I'll be making use of a double weft for the sewing, because if you're using a single weft, it is so light and it's going to look so scanty and it's not going to look so full. And this is how. And for the front, I'll be going in from this particular edge and I'll be going around. And for the sewing is basically like you are going to be sewing it in a circular manner till you get to the end point. So I'll go in with the needle and thread and keep sewing. And for this first part, I'll be sewing directly on this hair, and that is because I want it to cover that front, because I want it to come a little bit forward. So I'll go ahead and keep using my needle and thread to tack the Afro unit down. So you gently go through the hair. While you're using your needle and thread, you are not passing it through the lace, but you're passing it directly under the hair which you've laid flat. So please don't pass it under the frontal lace. You are passing it just directly under the hair. Don't worry about that. If you've laid it flat and you've applied your spray hold glue, it is not going to shift because it has already dried and it is already laying hold and strong. Keep continuing with the sewing while you are passing your needle and the weft and the thread under the hair which you've used your spray hold glue to hold down, and make sure to avoid passing your needle through this closure net. Please don't do that. Make sure to pass it under the hair, and make sure you're careful while you're sewing so as you don't rip your lace, and you keep going in this pattern till you get to the other end of the hair. So you can see what the front is already looking like while I'm sewing. So I'll keep continuing in this pattern, and like I said, you'll be sewing round, so I'll keep going in that direction, and make sure you're sealing your knots well while you're sewing this. This is a very easy tutorial. Just by watching it, you would really understand it. So please just make sure you're paying close attention to what I am doing, as this is a very technical process that requires careful sewing and careful measuring on how to place the weft. I hope you are really enjoying this video tutorial and you're really finding it insightful and unveiling. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel just in case you are new here. And if you found this really helpful, don't forget to click on the like button and also to share with your loved ones. Let me know what you think about this video. In case you have any idea, comment or suggestion, please drop them in the comment box below. Thank you. Just sit tight and still grab your popcorn and watch this to the end. Keep sewing while I'm laying this in this circular manner. So I'll be laying the hair round just this way. I'll be sewing it round. So you keep going like you sew it round, you keep going in a circular manner. Unlike the usual way you sew your frontal wigs, this is an afro unit and you have to sew it round. You keep going in a circular manner. And for this tutorial, I made use of 2 packs of Afro Wig. I didn't finish the other pack, so it's just basically I made use of 1.5 pack because I wanted it to be full, and this Afro Funky unit is not as full as before, and we all know what the economy is kind of saying. So if you want it fuller, I advise you go with 1.5 pack. You don't make use of 1 pack. But if you want something not too full, just a little bit scanty, and just in between not scanty and not too full, you could go in with 1 pack. Yes, 1 pack would reach, but you wouldn't have to do the double weft sewing. That is going to have to be a single weft sewing. And now for this other side, I am not sewing the weft directly on that hair which I have braided, but I am just passing it through the hair I have braided, because I don't want to place it directly, because that side doesn't have to look so bulky, or it doesn't have to look high by the time I am done sewing. So if you watch what I'm doing closely, you'll be able to get this easily, because it's like I said, this is a very easy tutorial, also a beginner friendly video. All you just have to do is just pay close attention to what I'm doing. You're gonna get this. After I am done, like I said, for the front I am doing a double weft sewing, so I'll go ahead and just double weft the hair. So I'll go ahead in with my needle and my thread, and I'll sew it down to the hair, and make sure to knot that part well, because you have to knot it tight so that part don't get to loose along the line. So after you're done knotting it, just go ahead and go in with your scissors and cut out that excess thread. So you go ahead with the sewing, you keep sewing, even if you're a beginner and you really don't know how to sew an afro unit. And if you want to know how I ventilated this frontal unit. You could go check the link in the description box below, as I'll be dropping the link there. And for the frontal, I made use of the horizontal method for the ventilation, and I also made use of expression braiding hair for the ventilation. And trust me to always deliver a very realistic unit. Why would you be ventilating a frontal in this century and it is not looking realistic? Yes, you're wearing a wig and everyone doesn't need to know you are putting on a wig. And getting to the back, I decided to just use a single weft sewing because I don't want the back to be too full. I just want it to be full at the front. So at the front, I use a double weft sewing, but for the back, I just use a single weft sewing. So but when I get to the front, I double the weft again for the front. Is what it looks like as you keep going in a circular manner. So make sure you're wigging in a circular manner till you get to the end. And I'll be going off camera to wig the rest. So keep going in that circular manner, as you can see. So make sure even when you get to this point, you are still going in that circular manner while you are sewing down the weft. And make sure you are knotting your thread well. We are giving it a strong knot while you are sewing it down, because you don't want this to pull off, or you don't want the thread to start shredding and your unit starts to pull off. So you keep doing this gently. Just watch closely the way I'll be closing that particular gap when I get to the end. Just watch what I'm going to be doing closely. So when you get to this, when you're almost at the end point like this, you've achieved and completed that circular manner, you make sure to seal the knot this way. As you can see the way I am doing, just keep making sure you're knotting it well. And when you've gotten to the end point, just make sure you use your needle and thread to pass it through the other weft which you have knotted. And when you've done that, just go ahead to use your scissors and cut out the remaining wefts. And you make sure to use your needle and thread and seal that part where, as you can see, I'm passing it through that weft and the other weft which I have done. So I went ahead to seal that point well. So I went ahead to use my scissors to trim out the thread, and as you can see, I opened up the thread into two halves, and I went ahead to still knot it. I knotted it about 3 times so that I could achieve a secured knot. So when I was done knotting 3 times, I went ahead to use my scissors and trim it out, and this is what it looks like. So just go ahead and use your hand to pull it out, and just keep doing using your hand to pull it out, and you can see what the result is looking like. So I'll be going ahead to use my scissors to trim out the excesses, or to trim out the hairs that are flying. So just make sure you use your scissors to trim it. But if you want it shorter than this, just make sure you trim it. Make sure it is looking uniform, and you're trimming every excess hair that seems to be longer than the rest. So just do this trimming gently, as this trimming requires carefulness. So I went ahead to go in with my Ocean spray and spray this Afro unit. I sprayed it all around. Don't make sure to use your arm to palm it down so that you could palm the excess hair, and you can see this is the final result. This is looking so beautiful, and you can see what the interior of the wig is looking like. It is neatly sewn, and this is the final look. Here is the result of the hair on me, and this wig is completely glueless. This is looking realistic. Like, I am so loving this, and I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial and you can make your own unit as beautiful as this. So guys, let me know what your thoughts are on the final look of this wig and rate me on a scale of 1 to 10. Please let me know what you think in the comment box. Yes, take me back to the 90s. Take me back to the 90s. This is looking so beautiful, and it's giving this baby girl and cheeky girl vibes. Just look at the knots so closely. Who's gonna know? Who's gonna know this is a wig? The knots are so tiny and realistic. Thank you guys for watching this video to the end, as we've come to the end of this video, and I hope by now you know what and how it takes to achieve a beautiful Afro unit such as this. I still remain your DIY, fashion and beauty channel. Love you. Mwah.